We have encountered a number of lovely individuals in our survey of 2 Samuel. Two of them are Mephibosheth and Barzillai. Today we're coming to one of my favourite characters from the life of David, and he features in the list of the mighty men whom David had, verse 8 of chapter 23. Now we're going to read about this character in 2 Samuel chapter 23 and verses 20 to 23. And Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in time of snow. And he slew an Egyptian, a goodly man, and the Egyptian had a spear in his hand. But he went down to him with a staff and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand and slew him with his own spear. These things did Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, and had the name among 3 mighty men. He was more honourable than the 30, but he attained not to the first 3, and David set him over his guard. There is something particularly attractive about Benaiah. He is so courageous, so dignified, so honourable, a faithful and dependable man who brought a nobility to his position as commander of the army. What a contrast he is to his predecessor Joab, who was marked by pride and treachery and deceit. Little wonder that we read of Benaiah that he was more honourable than the 30, verse 23. Now, what is true of most of the men in this chapter is that the places where they came from are virtually unknown. They were unknown men, and they did unknown deeds. Benaiah was the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, verse 20. Nobody knows his grandfather's name, and nobody could find Kabzeel on a map. You see, maybe I think I can do very little because I am a nobody, but these verses tell us that anyone at all can be something for God, even you and me. So what was his secret? Well, it wasn't a secret because we read why he was something for God in these verses. The first thing is that he proved God in his own time when no one was watching. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in time of snow, verse 20. It was in the private place that he proved God, and this is what made him so dependable in the public place. We can be like those who are keen to do things that they may be seen of men, as the Lord Jesus said in Matthew chapter 6 verse 5. But we fail to prove God in our own private lives. Benaiah's usefulness to others came because he proved God personally. And then we read about the 2 lion-like men of Moab in verse 20. How Benaiah slew the lion and how he went to the Egyptian with a staff and killed him with his own spear, verse 21. These acts sound so like the acts of David himself, and it seems to me that Benaiah learned about David's desires and he mirrored David's actions. He walked in his footsteps. Remember, Paul wrote, "Be ye followers, that is, imitators of me, even as I also am of Christ," 1 Corinthians 11 verse 1. And how important that is for us to develop Christ likeness. And then finally, these verses record what Benaiah did, not what he said. Solomon wrote that in the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, Proverbs chapter 10 verse 19. How good we can be at talking, how poor we may be at walking, living out our faith in everyday life. May the Lord help us to be doers of the Lord's work, just like this honourable man, Benaiah.